Hello. So regarding disciplinary actions being brought upon counselors, I had a difficult time finding anything in my own state. However, I did end up on the Louisiana page and I found a good variety of reasons. One was fraudulent billing and documentation. Another was practicing before licensure. And then there was quite a few that were around substance abuse issues, which was surprising to me. I expected to find more around fraudulent billing and documentation for the purposes of being reimbursed by insurance companies, but the majority of what I found, at least in Louisiana, was around substance abuse. So that really speaks to the importance of counselor wellness. The most concerning that I found that I wanted to share was sexual abuse of a minor. A counselor developed a sexual relationship with a minor, which started with Snapchat and ended with him having her in his home and her performing oral sex on him. They were actually able to get a warrant for his cell phone and prove that everything that she was accusing him of did happen through the evidence that they found on his phone. So that's really unfortunate that that happened, but I wanted to share it because it apparently does happen from time to time. So the codes that were violated were 8.4, avoiding harm and imposing values. 8.5.A, sexual and or romantic relationships are prohibited. 8.6.B, extending counseling boundaries. 8.6.C, documenting boundary extensions. And 8.6.E, non-professional interactions or relationships. And as far as my state code goes, under section 36-22-3, counselors must engage in ethical behavior at all times. And then number 8, they must maintain respect for clients and not engage in activities that advance their own interests or meet their own needs. Number 11 is sexual harassment and physical contact is prohibited. And then number 13, damaging public trust. So we don't know the outcome of this yet. It's still in process. He has a hearing scheduled, so aside from his license being suspended, we don't know yet what the outcome of this will be, but that is just a really unfortunate situation and speaks to the importance of gatekeeping and counselor wellness. And so the ACA Code of Ethics says that that counselors must monitor themselves for impairment. It also talks about monitoring colleagues and assisting colleagues in identifying their own impairment, as well as seeking assistance for remediation if a counselor is impaired. And my state code, or my state says that counselor impairment is the inability to practice according to acceptable and prevailing standards. And my state code specifies drug and alcohol abuse and states specifically that not to practice under the influence of drugs and alcohol, and to be under a remediation plan. So I thought that that was interesting as well. And also under 3619, my state also mentions identification of impaired practitioners, so assisting colleagues, reporting others, and participation in treatment, and not practicing while in treatment as well. So this all got me thinking about the importance of wellness and how we can start that even as students. I found this article by Evans, and it was written in 2019, who defines wellness as a way of life towards optimal health and well-being, and that's integration of mind, body, and spirit. This article also talks about self-advocacy, how self-advocacy promotes better professional practices, and that poor self-care is the primary risk factor in impairment. So I wanted to just mention that the importance of wellness, and we can start practicing that now so that we can just already have good habits when we are counselors. And a question that I had, as far as disciplinary actions goes, I was wondering how often these things happen, how often these sexual relationships actually develop. Not necessarily with a minor. I would think that that would be pretty uncommon, but sexual relationships in general. So I'm going to look more into that, and I look forward to hearing what other people have found in their own states. Thanks for watching.